Welcome to Greece Travel Guide. Milos is one of Greece's top tourist destinations, often described as a hidden gem alternative to Santorini, Paros and Mykonos. But is it really the must-see island portrayed on social media? This Island Guide video will tell you everything you need to know to decide if it's the right destination for you, including our honest opinion of Milos based on over 25 years of experience visiting more than 30 Greek islands. We've included some alternative islands later in the video, which can also be combined with Milos if you fancy a bit of island hopping. If you find our content helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more first-hand advice and insights on Greece and its stunning islands. Part 1. Getting to Milos. Milos is the most southwesterly island in the Cyclades, a popular group of islands in the centre of Greece, including well-known destinations such as Mykonos, Paros and Santorini. The fastest way to reach Milos is by domestic flight from Athens. Ticket prices range from 50 to 150 euros depending on the time of year and availability. It's a convenient option and our preferred way to arrive, but remember to check baggage size and weight restrictions when you book, as limits can be lower on internal flights. If you prefer travelling by sea, ferries from Piraeus offer a scenic alternative. The journey takes between 2.5 and 6 hours, and tickets cost between 40 and 80 euros. Milos is also well connected to nearby islands such as Sifnos, Folegandros and Santorini, making it perfect for island hopping. High-speed ferries provide faster transfers, though prices have risen significantly in recent years, in some cases making them more expensive than internal flights. To save money, consider taking slower conventional ferries instead. However, these don't run daily, so be sure to plan accordingly. We've included a link to Ferry Hopper in the description below, where you can compare ticket prices and plan your itinerary. Part 2. Where to stay. Milos has two main tourist villages, Adamantus, sometimes written as Adamas, and Pollonia. Adamantus, the port town, is the heart of tourist activity on the island. Situated in the large, sheltered gulf formed by the island's volcanic history, the village stretches from Lagada Beach in the west to Papikinou Beach in the east. Adamantus offers a wide range of accommodation to suit most budgets, including hotels, studios and apartments. The picturesque harbour buzzes with the comings and goings of ferries and small boats. By evening, it transforms into a lively hotspot with numerous tavernas, cafes and bars, perfect for dining and entertainment. We chose Adamantus as our base during both visits to Milos due to its unbeatable convenience, proximity to sandy beaches, and easy access to local villages and sightseeing opportunities, which we'll cover later in the video. Pollonia is a charming fishing village nestled on the northeastern tip of the island. Its beautiful setting, with a spacious beach and a delightful array of restaurants and cafes near the small harbour, makes it a favoured spot for visitors looking for a more relaxed base. Just a 15-minute drive from Adamantus, Pollonia is also connected by a regular bus service during the main tourist season from late May to early October. If you plan to visit the neighbouring island of Kimolos, Pollonia is where the small ferry departs, so it could be the ideal place to stay. For those seeking a more traditional experience, the northwestern villages of Trypiti, Triovasalos and the capital Plaka offer alternative accommodation options. These quaint villages provide an opportunity to experience the island's authentic charm away from the more tourist-centric resorts. Part 3. Getting around. Despite its popularity, public transport on Milos is not as comprehensive as you might find on other islands such as Sifnos or Paros. Most villages are accessible by bus, but you'll need to carefully plan your itinerary around its schedule to maximise sightseeing time. You'll find a link to the bus timetable website in the description below. If you want to explore Milos thoroughly, it's worth hiring a vehicle for a day or two, which is plenty of time to see everything the island has to offer. There are several rental companies in Adamantus and Pollonia. Expect to pay around 40 euros per day for a small vehicle or slightly less for mopeds and quad bikes. On our recent visit in May 2024, we hired an e-bike for 2 days for 45 euros and found it a convenient and eco-friendly way of exploring the island. It's also free to take bikes across to Kimolos on the small ferry, more on this later. Given Milos' small size, most villages and attractions are within a short 15 to 20 minute journey, so you don't need to plan too extensively to explore the island. You can easily drive around and let the sights unfold around you. Be aware that most of western Milos beyond Achivadolimni Beach is barren and uninhabited. The road network is poor and most rental companies will not allow you to take cars there, so if you want to visit this side of the island, you'll need to hire a 4x4 or ATV. Having seen this side of the island on our first trip to Milos in 2020, we wouldn't recommend it, as there's really not much to see and the road conditions made it a rather unpleasant experience, even on a large quad bike. Taking a boat tour around the island is a better option, which we'll discuss in the next section. Part 4 Things to Do. There are several sightseeing opportunities on Milos. In this section, we'll discuss some of the more popular attractions worth including during your stay. Sarakiniko Beach. This unique beach is by far the most popular attraction on Milos. Famous for its smooth, white rock formations resembling the moon's surface, it's one of the Cyclades' most photographed and iconic sites. Created by volcanic activity, the rocks have been eroded by the wind and sea over thousands of years, resulting in the vivid, smoothly undulating terrain visible today. The dramatic rock formations plunge deep into the water, creating a popular spot for cliff diving and swimming. However, on both occasions we visited Sarakiniko, the strong winds made the sea very rough and the water was too dangerous to enter. Despite its popularity, the actual sandy beach area is disappointingly small, so unless you find it comfortable laying on solid rock, it's not somewhere we'd want to spend more than a couple of hours. Its popularity also draws large crowds, and there is a lack of natural shade and food and drink facilities, so we recommend keeping your visit short and finding a nicer beach if you want to sunbathe and relax. Catacombs and Ancient Theatre. The Catacombs of Milos are among Greece's most significant and impressive early Christian sites. Located near the village of Trypiti, northwest of the port, they date back to the 1st century and served as a burial site and place of worship during times of persecution. The catacombs consist of 3 main underground chambers, totaling around 185 metres in length. They contain numerous tombs carved into the rock walls, some decorated with frescoes and inscriptions. Entry costs €4 and includes a guided tour. Although it only lasts 15 minutes, the tour provides lots of interesting information and is well worth it for an insight into the island's fascinating past. The nearby ancient theatre of Milos is a significant archaeological site that highlights the island's cultural heritage and rich history. Situated further down the hillside just a short distance from the catacombs, the theatre dates back to the Hellenistic period and features notable Roman modifications. Visitors can explore the theatre free of charge, and free parking is available at the catacombs just a few minutes walk away. Plaka and inland villages. The island's capital Plaka, along with the neighbouring settlements of Trypiti and Triovasalos, is located inland northwest of Adamantus, about a 10-minute drive away. These villages epitomise the whitewashed charm of Cycladic architecture, scattered across the sloping landscape, providing a picturesque view of Milos as a traditional Greek island. They offer an interesting contrast to the more tourist-centric resorts of Pollonia and Adamantus, and are well worth exploring. Notably, the views from Plaka Castle and its numerous churches perched at the summit are breathtaking, offering a captivating panoramic vista of the entire island. Plaka and Trypiti are also popular spots to catch the impressive sunsets Milos can offer on clear summer evenings. Klima, Firopotamos and Mandrakia. Several quaint fishing villages are dotted around the island's rugged coastline. Klima is the most famous of these, with its iconic colourful waterfront boathouses known as sirmata, some of which have been converted into romantic rental properties, although their precarious proximity to the water's edge and abundant aroma of seaweed doesn't quite scream passion to us. Firopotamos and Mandrakia are on the opposite coastline, north and east of Plaka. The former is a tiny picturesque village with a few small apartments and a sandy beach that is prone to wavy seas due to its north-facing position. Mandrakia is equally small and quaint, but more popular due to its pretty, sheltered marina and more dramatic setting, which offers plenty of photo opportunities. It's most well known for its single taverna, Medusa, reputedly one of the best fish restaurants on the island, and with photos of celebrity customers such as Justin Bieber and Tom Hanks adorning its walls. We dined here on both trips to Milos, and it certainly lived up to our expectations. It's also not unreasonably priced given its captive market and reputation, though tables are limited, so you may have to queue during busy periods. Boat tours. Our favourite and most highly recommended activity in Milos is a boat tour around the island's exterior. On these tours, you can see its volcanic landscape and explore several stunning coves and beaches. We chose Milos on Nero for our tour and had an amazing full-day experience, including breakfast, lunch, and an afternoon barbecue with all drinks included. There were several stops for swimming and snorkeling in secluded bays with equipment and towels provided. You'll find a link in the description below for the Oniro boat tour, and you can also browse other tours on websites like Get Your Guide. Prices typically start around €120 per person for full-day cruises, with cheaper half-day options also available. Papafragas Caves. On the northern coastline of Milos, just west of Pollonia, you'll find Papafragas Caves. A series of deep cove bays eroded from the volcanic rocks offers a unique and picturesque spot for swimming and taking photos. Be aware that the area can be dangerous, and one of the small beaches is only accessible by walking down a steep and narrow rock wall. There is also limited shade during the middle of the day and no facilities, so it's best experienced as a short stop on your way to or from Pollonia in the early morning or late afternoon. Visiting Kimolos. Kimolos is Milos's closest neighbouring island, less than 1 kilometre from its nearest point off the northeastern tip. Although Kimolos offers a range of accommodation options, it's most popular as a day trip destination from Milos. A regular ferry links the islands via the small harbour in Pollonia to the port of Sathi on Kimolos's southeastern side. The crossing takes just 25 minutes and costs €2.40 for passengers on foot. You'll find a link to the ferry timetable website in the description below. On our trip to Milos in May 2024, we spent most of the day on Kimolos, taking our e-bike across on the first ferry and returning at 4 p.m. During this time, we visited the stunning Plaka Beach on the northeastern coastline, one of the nicest we've seen anywhere in Greece. Its location feels remote, but due to the island's small size, it only takes 15 minutes by car from the port. We also explored the peaceful and picturesque Hora, saw several other beaches along the island's southern and western coastline, and even managed an ambitious and sweat-inducing climb to Prophetis Ilias, the highest point on Kimolos, with stunning panoramic views of the island's rugged landscape. Part 5. Milos Beaches. Milos boasts a good selection of beaches, many of which are sandy and offer shallow and calm water, ideal for swimming or cooling off after sunbathing under the hot Greek sun. Papikinou Beach. Conveniently located within walking distance of Adamantus, Papikinou Beach is a long, narrow stretch of soft sand with calm, clear water in the island's sheltered bay. Often overlooked and therefore fairly quiet, it was one of our favourite spots during our first trip to Milos in 2020. Firiplaka Beach. The second most famous beach after Sarakiniko, Firiplaka is a beautiful beach of soft white sand and crystal clear water on the south coast of Milos. In high season, sunbeds and a small beach bar offer comfortable sunbathing and refreshment, and a water sports centre offers paddleboards, snorkeling and sea kayaks, including guided tours of the surrounding coastline. Although the beach is large, its popularity makes it prone to overcrowding in peak season, so it's best to arrive early to secure your spot on the sand. Tsigrado Beach. A short walk east of Firiplaka, Tsigrado is a small cove beach accessible by boat or via a wooden ladder down a very narrow crevice in the rock face. The beach is tiny and, due to its popularity, is easily overwhelmed. Consequently, we don't recommend it except as a photo opportunity on your way to or from Firiplaka. Achivadolimni Beach. Just past the airport in the Gulf of Milos, Achivadolimni is a long sandy beach with stunning views across the water towards Adamantus. The western end has a small beach bar with sunbeds, but most of the beach is undeveloped, with some natural shade provided by trees and the cliff face. Although the sea is shallow, the beach is prone to high waves on windy days due to its north-facing position, making it popular for windsurfing. Lagada Beach. Situated in a quiet location just west of the port, Lagada is a small sandy beach offering sunbeds for rent and space to put down your own towel and relax close to the amenities of the nearby harbour. Although not the nicest beach on the island, it's often overlooked and therefore less busy than you might expect given its central location. Plathiena Beach. One of Milos's hidden gems, Plathiena is a secluded beach on the coastline northwest of Plaka. Inaccessible by public transport, we visited out of season in early May 2024 and didn't think much of it, but as you can see in these photos, it's much more appealing on a sunny day and also makes for an excellent sunset spot due to its northwest facing position. Pollonia. As one of the most popular tourist destinations, Pollonia features a large sandy beach in a wide east-facing bay. With a large car park opposite and close to nearby accommodation, cafes and harbourside tavernas, it's a great family-friendly beach with a relaxed atmosphere and clear, calm water. Part 6. When to visit. Like most Greek islands, Milos is best visited during the warmer months between late spring and early autumn. From April to mid-June, the weather is mild and tourist numbers are relatively low, offering a more relaxed experience ideal for sightseeing and walking. As the peak season approaches in late June, both temperatures and visitor numbers rise. By mid-July and through to early September, Milos is at its busiest, with hotels, ferries and flights often close to capacity. By mid-September, the island quietens down, offering a more tranquil atmosphere. This period is particularly appealing as the sea is at its warmest, which is great for swimming. Towards the end of October, many hotels and restaurants start closing as the weather becomes less predictable and tourist numbers dwindle. This end-of-season period allows for a more relaxed visit, perfect for those who prefer fewer crowds and a peaceful island experience. Part 7. Our top tips. Tip 1. Take a boat tour. If we haven't mentioned it enough already, the all-day boat tour we took during our first visit to Milos in 2020 was one of our standout Greek experiences. We were captivated by the unique rock formations, hidden coves and secluded beaches. It was an unforgettable adventure and we recommend it to anyone planning a trip to Milos. Tip number 2. Visit Kimolos. Like Antiparos and Paros, Kimolos' close proximity to its more famous neighbour makes it a popular day trip destination for those looking to get the most out of their vacation. The cheap and regular ferry service makes it easy to hop across and explore the delights of this quieter and more traditional Greek island. We thoroughly enjoyed our time on Kimolos and think it's well worth including in your itinerary. Tip number 3. Hire a vehicle. Although Milos' bus network has improved in recent years, it still lacks the coverage and frequency you'll need to explore the island effectively. Renting a car, bike or ATV for a day or two will ensure you see all the sights on your own timetable and is well worth it, particularly for the stunning sunset views from Plaka and nearby villages. Tip number 4. Consider internal flights. If you're travelling to Milos from Athens or heading back to the mainland at the end of your trip, we highly recommend considering internal flights as an alternative to ferries. The cost is often comparable, and the time saved with a short 30-minute flight, which avoids transfers to and from the busy port of Piraeus, can easily justify the additional expense. Tip number 5. Avoid Western Milos. Though it can be tempting to get off the beaten track and venture over to the western side of Milos, there's very little worth seeing, and you could be wasting valuable time that is better devoted elsewhere. We spent 45 minutes riding an ATV across bumpy dirt roads just to see the monastery on the western coastline and nearby beaches, but we felt it was disappointing and don't recommend it. Part 8. Our thoughts. Despite its immense popularity, we found Milos underwhelming. It's not a bad Greek island by any means, but after our second visit, we felt its reputation was overhyped and there wasn't much that distinguished it from many other islands we've explored over the years. Although Milos boasts several nice beaches, you can find similar or better ones on islands like Paros, Ios and neighbouring Sifnos, the latter being much cheaper and less crowded. The island's small size offers interesting but limited sightseeing opportunities. Half of it is largely uninhabited and barren, so there isn't much to explore beyond what you can see in a couple of days. Sarakiniko's famous moonscape rock formation is an interesting spot for a couple of hours, but unlike Santorini's stunning caldera, it doesn't justify a visit all of its own. One standout feature, however, is the boat tours around the island, which offer unique views of its volcanic geology. Beyond that, the island offers little to set it apart from less crowded and more affordable alternatives. It may be worth seeing if you're an experienced Greek traveller curious about Milos, or have time to spare in your holiday itinerary. However, if you're considering it as your main destination, or an alternative to busier islands like Santorini or Mykonos, we believe there are better options, and we'll give you some suggestions in the next section. Part 9. Other destinations. If you're interested in alternatives to Milos or ideas on destinations to combine with it as part of a multi-island vacation, here are our top recommendations. Number 1. Sifnos. Milos' northeastern neighbour also happens to be our current favourite Greek island. Although Sifnos has gained in popularity in recent years, it's much less well known than Milos and consequently receives far fewer visitors. It's a better destination in every regard, with superb beaches like stunning Kamaras, fantastic hiking trails, a great bus network and amazing sightseeing opportunities. A fast ferry from Milos takes just 40 minutes and costs €35. Slower ferries are available, taking around 2 hours and costing just €6.50. However, these don't run daily, so you'll need to plan your itinerary carefully to take advantage of the cheaper tickets. Number 2. Foligandros. Situated directly east of Milos on the Santorini ferry route, Foligandros is a charming, less touristy Greek island known for its stunning natural beauty and traditional character. The island features dramatic cliffs and picturesque villages like Hora, with its whitewashed houses and narrow cobblestone streets. Foligandros offers a peaceful alternative to the more crowded Greek islands. High-speed ferries from Milos take 1 hour and cost €65. Conventional ferries cost around €7 and take 2 to 3 hours, but only run twice a week throughout the summer season. Number 3. Seraphos. Seraphos might be for you if you're looking for an off-the-beaten-track destination. On a direct ferry route to Piraeus, Seraphos is known for its quiet and traditional atmosphere, stunning hilltop Hora, and selection of unspoiled beaches. Fast ferries run daily, take just over an hour and cost €30 from Milos. Slower conventional ferries cost between €7 and €12, take 2 to 3 hours and run 5 times a week. That's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, you can find more information about Milos, Kimolos and many other Greek islands on our website, greecetravelguide.co.uk.